Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Cooper and welcome back to SIS Film Breakdowns. Last week in part 1 of our 2-part mini-series, we looked at former Alabama teammates Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle reuniting in Miami and what that could mean for the Dolphins offense. In part 2, we are going to look at the Cincinnati Bengals and focus on former LSU teammates Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase. Burrow had arguably the greatest college football season in history from a quarterback, and Ja'Marr Chase was on the receiving end of most of that production. With the duo reuniting in Cincinnati, let's run through some of Chase's most run route types and see how that will fit into the Bengals offense moving forward. Let's start with watching Chase run a couple vertical routes. Here against Texas, he's lined up as a single receiver to the right side of the offensive formation at the top of the screen. Now off the line, he sort of gives a look like he's trying to come off and stalk the corner, but after he gets hands on, he gives a little pull to get by the defender and get vertical. With a free rusher bearing down on Burrow, he's able to hang in there and deliver a perfect ball into the honey hole between the corner and safety. Chase uses strong hands to secure the catch and braces for the hit from the safety to complete a big gain. Now let's shift to the Alabama game. He's lined up to the right of the formation yet again, this time to the bottom of the screen. He's up against press coverage and off the line, he stutters a little, but once Diggs opens to the field, Chase uses his speed to get vertical. They both get engaged with some hand fighting down the field, and as the ball approaches, Chase uses his excellent concentration and body control to go up and make the catch and walk into the end zone for an easy touchdown. Now let's take a look at Burrow throwing the deep ball in 2020 with Cincinnati. He's got 2020 second round pick T. Higgins on the outside to the trip side. Higgins is facing off coverage, so he's got a free release. Now with the number 2 running a deep out route here, we can see here that the safety breaks down on the out and the corner takes a slight hitch, seeing the out coming as well. This allows Higgins the separation needed for a clean catch, and Burrow's ball is right on the money and is able to turn this into a huge game and a near touchdown. After having just looked at Chase and Burrow on vertical routes, let's now look at Chase's numbers on fade, go, and seams. He hauled in 17 of his 20 catchable targets for nearly 550 yards and 9 touchdowns. His 19.6 yards per target would have ranked him second behind only Jalen Darden in 2020 among receivers with at least 15 targets on these routes. Let's take a look at a couple of other routes Chase ran frequently at LSU. Chase is lined up on the outside at the bottom of the screen to the right of the formation. At the snap, he gets into his route to run a deep curl here just past 10 yards. He's able to break late with minimal steps. This is important because even though Diggs gets turned around, he's still incredibly fluid with his transition. Another thing, Chase works back to the ball to help out Burrow and make this a shorter throw for his quarterback. With Diggs and McKinney now both bearing down on him at the catch point, there's likely no way this ball is completed if Chase doesn't come back to the ball. He has strong hands here to hold onto the ball and complete a solid gain. Now let's look at the RPO game. Chase is up at the top of the screen as a single receiver to the left of the offensive formation and is going to run a slant. He's pressed at the line, but at the snap, he gives some foot fire to open up the gate of the corner and give himself an inside release, which he's able to do. As Burrow steps up into the pocket to fake the quarterback draw, Chase does a good job using his offhand to create separation at the top of the route. Burrow puts the ball out in front and Chase plucks it easily out of the air and then gains a good 15 to 20 yards after the catch. A solid pickup on first down here. We just looked at Chase making catches on a slant and curl route, 2 of the routes he ran a lot in college. His numbers on those routes come out to be 37 catches for 500 yards, with over half coming after the catch. He also added 3 touchdowns and nearly 8 yards each time he was targeted. Since we looked at Chase's numbers, let's go ahead and look at the Bengals on those same routes. If we include all slants, curls, and vertical routes for the Bengals in 2020, the same routes we just saw Chase run, the Bengals ran 196 of those routes, which was 6th most in the NFL. However, their 1,322 yards ranked only 16th, and their 5 touchdowns was near the bottom, tied for 25th. Additionally, they had 8 drops on these routes, which was the 11th most in the league. When we compare the yards per target numbers between Chase's 2018 and 2019 seasons and the 2020 Bengals receivers, it's clear why this draft pick was made. The Bengals only averaged 7.3 yards per target on slants and curls, which ranked middle of the pack. Chase's 7.8 doesn't seem like much more, but for these routes on the whole, half a yard is a big jump. There's no disputing the discrepancy between the vertical route numbers. Cincinnati's 5.7 yards per target on vertical routes was last in the league by more than a yard. Chase was incredibly effective stretching the field, as we just saw, with his 19.6 yards per target. While Burrow looked good during his rookie season, it seemed like he lacked a consistent receiving threat. Chase comes in and gives him that consistent target with their experience and familiarity playing together at LSU. Expect big things from the duo in years to come. The 2021 edition of the SIS Football Rookie Handbook is out now, so make sure to go get your copy if you haven't already. You can also register for a free trial on the SIS DataHub to see all of these stats and more for every player, and also tune in each week to the Off the Charts podcast. Thanks for watching SIS Film Breakdowns.